Morning viewers, Mike here. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's to you and yours. Today is Thursday and we're in the shop. I did find some time to slip this shaft into the lathe, and I made a couple of test turnings and verified that the headstock is in fact lined up with the ways, or the bed of the lathe, and in miking this shaft, it's within, maybe 2/10 to 5/10 and 6 inches here. That's good enough for me. The project we're starting today is to put new screws and nuts in the lathe, and I've got the screws here. I've got the X-axis and the Y-axis, as well as the nuts. So we'll start the disassembly and we'll get these in here. Well, let's take a look at the backlash on this Bridgeport. Okay, let's look at the X-axis on this Bridgeport, and we'll measure the backlash. There's 0. Looks like about roughly 85 thousandths, way too much. Some will ask, why don't I just adjust the nuts, because they are split nuts. Well, actually I've had the screw out of this thing, and you can see appreciable wear in the center of it where it's used the most. So if I adjusted the nuts, it would be just right in the middle where the wear is, but when I got to the outsides it would be extremely tight. So best thing to do is just replace them. Now let's move over to the Y-axis. Okay, set on 0. Turn it till there's resistance, so that's about 62 or 63 thousandths, which isn't quite as bad, but since I'm changing the X, I might as well change the Y too. Now, people probably wonder why I don't just slap readouts on it and just live with it, but frankly it just annoys the heck out of me. So I'm going to change them. Okay guys, I'm going to show you why I'm changing the screw on this Bridgeport. We're looking out here on the end where there really isn't any wear, and just to give you an idea, just roughly, it looks like about 105 thousandths across the top of this thread, and about 90 thousandths across the top of this thread. And when we get into the middle, of course this is where most of the work is being done most of the time, we have about 60 thousandths. So that's how much material is missing on this screw. Okay, you can adjust the nut where it slides real nice, or it fits real well right in this area, but as soon as you crank out in here somewhere, that nut's going to start tightening up. So you take your pick, it's going to be, you're going to have just the right amount of backlash here and loose here, or now for getting this table off, remember this thing weighs about 250 pounds, so don't even think about trying to lift this thing off yourself. Make sure you rig up an overhead hoist or a cherry picker or something like that to help you, especially if you're alone. Okay, let's get her off.